Hello, welcome again to Saviours RPG and our weekly Dungeons & Dragons stream for this, which is episode 8 of our current story, Patchwork. Very glad that you have come and chosen to join us on a little bit of your Sunday. If you haven't already, you can follow us here on Mixer, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, where we are all to be found as Saviours RPG. We'll read out any new followers at the end of the stream. We are currently campaigning in our homebrewed setting of The Ribbon, and it is a little bit of a work in progress, so if we do stutter, stammer over some of the lore, not happen too much at all, but that's why, because we might be making it up on the fly. So before I do a short recap of last week, we will run on to the player introduction. So Mr. Terrorblades, do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Yes. I play Marungalash the Herichol, also known as Moor, and he's a human wizard who's wrapped in like potato sack cloth with a mask, and he meanders about and he has fascination with life. And now he has a new type of ally that was previously an enemy.
Spoiler, no. Mr. Jabberwocky.
Oh.
I saw you mid-yawn, so I had to go straight to you.
Hello, good evening, and good morning, and good night. I am the Jabberwocky. I went to the optometrist this week, and I found that I need glasses. So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, because I'll be wearing glasses to show that time has passed.
Okay.
I play Erithea. They do warlock stuff. But more about me and my glasses.
At the end of the stream.
At the end of the stream. I'll do it.
When Jabber will literally ramble for as long as we can cope with before we...
There will be a dedicated stream sometime this week about me and my glasses.
Fair play. Bringing some sanity back to proceedings, Mr. Emeros.
Hello everyone, I'm Emros, and I play Silvereye Marion, the human swashbuckling bard.
Super duper. Thank you very much for bringing proceedings back on track. That's why I always have Emeros after Jabberwocky in the player introductions.
Makes sense.
Smart.
Yeah. And to finish us off just now is Dombro.
Hello, I'm Dombro, and I play Grashtar. Grashtar is an orc and a fighter, and he's real fun. And he just loves Terror's new friend.
Yes. And indeed more himself. That's a burgeoning sort of buddy relationship.
Yeah.
So last week was a very interesting episode where a lot and not a lot happened in almost equal measure. The party found a wee bit more about what was happening after they rescued Nurse Sony, while they were in the cave. And then another encounter with this creature that they have been tracking, it explained that it was foisted upon and it was not meant to have been sentient. It had escaped when it was at a low ebb power-wise and was not able to wreak its revenge upon its creator, which is what it wants. It told them that it took no pleasure or anything in the act it has done, as in taking things, flesh and sinew and blood, but these are things it needs, it requires, because it is constantly slowly breaking down and needs to replenish its vital tissues and things like that. And an accord, and from some would mean, from some parts of the party with subtext, it would be potentially a permanent accord. Others no more than a ceasefire, where there has been an agreement to jointly go after its creator, which a leech called Ulzor the Indefatigable, to kill, destroy, whatever you want to call it, a leech. And then whatever happens after that happens. You returned to Diliati's well and have been spending the evening in the inn. And you know that you were told by the creature in another day, so tomorrow morning, to look to Rimward, and he would put a bonfire and pile it full of green leaves and things, so there was a large column of smoke for you to head towards, whereupon you would discuss things further of your course of action. Now, Mr. Terrorblades, you probably can't remember this. Do you remember how we ended last stream?
I had to prepare a thought process for more as he considered the creature.
Oh, well, good. Sorry, I should have given you a lot more credit. Apologies.
No,
You gave the right amount.
I remembered that as you mentioned it. So all we were really meaning was is a little bit of inside Moore's head of how he's thinking, how he's going about, and then we were going to start with giving you another lower roll to try and fill in one of the pieces of the pie to fully understand the nature of the creature.
Yes. So what Moore does is he's had his meditation during the night. Then he goes up to the roof of the inn and he sits there waiting for the sun to come up. And as the sun starts appearing over the horizon, his eyes kind of glaze over looking at the horizon. And in his mind's eye, he builds a gigantic amphitheater. And the amphitheater is just filled with people from the halls. And also some people that he's read about before. And he's standing in front of this crowd, and he stands by a chalkboard. And he sort of he draws a little drawing of the patchwork map. And then he puts up a archaic term, an archaic philosophical term. And I've forgotten the name I chose, but Panthar. And then he puts his hand on it and says, "The creature has done evil, but does not wish it. It did evil to continue on its existence, but now wish to move forward." He then puts another term under it, Felithar. The creature was compelled to continue on its existence by these acts, but it still wants to do something different now. We can provide it with that safety and continuation. I keep hitting my fucking microphone. I apologize. And then, so then he kind of, he places these terms in a circle. One is slightly to the left, and the other one is slightly north of the circle. Then he puts in another term, Kanthar. The creature is another creature built to commit to another creature's will. It was constructed to fulfill a continuation of creation, an idea to build more servants for this other creature who also wishes to commit evil. Somebody stands up in the crowd, and it's a hooded figure with a heavy, like a band of tattoos that sort of goes across the face, like that. And it points down and says, "We can provide the magical sources for this creature if we simply study it enough." And he gestures to the rest of the crowd. "We know the different variants. We can figure this out." Another one stands up with chalk white skin, white set of hairs, and bloodshot eyes. "We all know hunger, and we can feed its hunger with the magic like we've done the others." Then a woman stands up and goes up next to Moore. And for some reason, she holds his hands, and Moore, outside of his imagination, he closes his eyes and he just sort of shakes his head, and then back into his imagination, she's not holding his hand anymore. She says, "We have the ability to fix and at least study this, but we also need to remember that our goal is not to solely defend the creature, but also provide an opportunity for the creator itself to seek some sort of redemption. We all have in here seen and done great many evils, but now we also have an opportunity to open this door to somebody else, somebody who fled, somebody who has a different way. This one has a lot of knowledge to create life, to understand it, to control it. With this knowledge, we can also allow him to create new life for new purpose and not to fill in the old void like we've all known before. 3 men stand up in the audience that all look exactly alike. They go, yes! And they all look to each other, seem sort of bitter at each other. Another one stands up, approaches also the chalkboard and puts down another term. I keep forgetting the fucking terms. Thentil. To feed with magic. To feed the void with magic, he says. And then he gestures towards the crowd and goes, and also I would further move that illusion is the best form of magic. And there's a sort of muffled laughter amongst the rest of the nerds in the crowd. And they all sort of seem to begin intermittent speaking amongst each other. And then more sort of, he looks at the simplified image of the quilt man that he drew, and then he pulls out the scrolls. Even if we can't save the creator, we still have these to continue on, at least a better form of creation. He puts them up on the board. And then his imagination fades, and he keeps staring at the sunrise. He looks down at the owl, who's just staring at him. He pets the owl. Let's go! And he sort of slides down the building.
That was very good. A very nice wee insight into Moore's thought processes, and because it's been clear for a while that his expectations of the creature and things have been completely different. But that was very, very good. So I think that was good enough to give you advantage on your lore check for.
Yes.
I'd promise that if it was good, that I would give you advantage. So there you go.
Should I roll now? Right. Remind me what I needed to roll, because I've forgotten.
We were just doing Arcana checks, so.
Okay, yeah. Let us. That's 1 dice lost. Let's see. Wow, I rolled 17 twice. That's 24.
That is
Barely.
3 of 5 on your positive pie.
Positive pie, positive pie.
I love positive pie. It's my fave.
Positive pie, positive pie.
What does the positive pie contain?
Positive plums, positive plums.
Nothing but knowledge. There is no physical sustenance.
My favorite type of pie.
So,
Positive pie.
moving on. That was a very different sort of way that we've started before, so I really like that. Thank you very much, Tara. So the night goes smoothly. You've done whatever you've done in the pub, whether you've been drinking, eating, just being quiet and resting. You've all had your own rooms because Dewdrop has paid for it all. You don't have to pay for anything, sort of basic stuff, without going mad. I told you all last week you could just add any sort of basic stuff to your inventories or anything that you want. And it is the next morning. So, I mean, let's say whoever's up early, we're the classic D&D trope of meeting and gathering in the tap room, as those of you that do so partake in the hearty breakfast.
I think Marion would take a breakfast to go, and then would head off to Dialati as well.
Any particular place that you're going in the village?
The well. I believe
The
that's
actual well itself. Right?
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Apologies. Yeah, it's the. I mean, it's basically the inn that you're in is called the Pool and the Peak Inn, and its frontage looks over a small bit of park, and the well's the other side of it. So it's no more than 100 yards or something in front of you, so you can get there quite. There's a few people passing around. How early would you be up?
quite early this morning. So he wouldn't do his usual oversleep run off.
I was about to say because you're usually the one that sleeps in.
Yes. Today, however, not so much. He figures that he might as well get himself clean, and he liked the area of the well, so.
Okay, so the I don't know if anyone's actually looked at it before. I can't remember if it did when you first came in here, but this is a sort of a classic pyramidal peak mountain. So although it's in a mountain range, this sort of almost sits slightly on its own rather than, so there's not other mountain ridges going off it. It's quite a classic pyramidal mountain. And this village is probably 3/4 of the way up. It's quite high level here. And there's a small cliffside at the back of the village with a cave entrance at its foot. And what you can see here is there is a small pool which has a pump in it, and a worked channel runs out of the cave, and there is crystal clear water coming out of the cave. And you've been in the village a few times, and we can see that you have seen people sort of pumping the water, and it pumps up into a small basin that is made out of white marble, and they drink it. It doesn't seem to be where people take their main day-to-day drinking water from, but it's almost like not quite a religious ceremony, but it's certainly something that people tend to go there when they're in thought and take a deep drink of the water as a significant act, rather than, as I say, it's not where there's not people filling up all their water for cooking and drinking for the day.
All right. So I think he would just approach it, pump up some water, drink some, and then wash his face in it, and try to clean himself as much as possible, taking off his hat, running some of it through his hair, and eventually, with taking this long, deep breath, putting the hat back on, and looking up to the sky, just saying to himself, I hope you're watching this. And that would head back to the town.
Okay, that's fine. Anyone else doing anything in particular this morning?
Ari just went around to the adventuring shops and just basically put the entire inventory of the Player's Handbook adventuring kit into their portable hole. It's my new Deus Ex Machina. If we ever need anything ever, I've got it.
That reminds me, we've not even been to the store this time around, right?
I mean, I never needed anything.
No, you came back to town yesterday evening. There was a brief conversation with the sergeant and Dewdrop, and then you went to the inn. So,
yep.
No.
So I just went and purchased all my goods.
I imagine Grashtar is just spends the morning. He has a huge breakfast, probably 2 breakfasts. And he's awkwardly like scraping knives into desks and pacing, and like he's disgruntled. Like if someone were to come up and ask him a question, they'd be barked at.
More and Eri, any flavor of what you are doing?
Nah.
Absolutely fine.
I think that Moore is kind of he left the roof and now he's kind of standing out somewhere in the street. He's kind of staring around at the sunlight, and ever so often he kind of looks at the at Rimward to see if he can see the smoke rising. But otherwise, he's just kind of meandering about, looking at like tiny like pieces of grass or something coming through the cobblestone. There's no G in that word. Cobblestones, rats, maybe insects. He seems just to be observing the small little life things.
I imagine his observations are foiled by the slamming of the tavern door and the orcish swearing.
Na, 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 na.
We should be moving.
Is there is the smoke? Smoke.
Why wait?
I think they would be eventually approached by Marion as well. He's coming down the road, picking water out of his ear, trying to knock it out.
Would you like me to hit you, Marion?
No, it's all right. Just got some. And then
You have
eventually,
weak human arms. I can help.
No, it's fine. I just got some water stuck in my ear.
This incessant waiting. And you Marion will see Grash, and he's probably after. In the lead up to this, Marion wouldn't have seen this, but he has packed and unpacked and packed and unpacked his cargo net 6 or 7 times probably.
So is it neatly packed now, or is it just
Yeah, well,
throws out?
It's always packed exactly the same way.
Oh, all right.
So you will and that's not to say it's neat. That's to say that the saucepan is hanging off the left hand side, and the mug is sticking out the bottom.
That's fine.
Waiting for a beast.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I'm ready for this now. Maybe you should go and have a wash as well, Grash, while we wait.
Where?
And Marion just points in the general direction. There is a well that way. I just came from there myself.
Yes.
I think at this point, I think you get overheard by Adelgrim, who is the owner here, the halfling. Who's, well, you don't want to be washing yourself in cold water. I can heat up some, and I can bring a pitcher and a basin to your room so you can have some nice warm water.
I do not require this.
No, but it's nice.
And it's good for your skin, I've heard. Keeps me young.
You are old. His points. And it probably echoes through the street. It's not aggressive, but it's just booming. He doesn't whisper well.
He's just pointing out the fact to someone who doesn't seem to understand it.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Sure. Send it to my room. I will return shortly. And Grash will he will actually go to the well.
Mhm.
I don't know if people want to do things in the midst here, or
No,
Ah.
nobody's jumping. Then let's just follow Grash for just now.
he will be. I imagine the camera being right behind his hulking shoulder, things clanking, and he's swearing. Oh, Doc. And as he does so, he will be he will pull out some parchment, but it's probably an old map or something. It's dirty, unusable, unreadable. Essentially, it's been there a while. And he pulls out a quill as well, and he begins to write as he goes up towards this well. And he will be writing a letter, which I will send to you after the game.
Okay.
Now, what he does with the letter specifically, he will go to the well. He will find some of his. He would have a skin, possibly watertight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
He will put the letter into the skin, and he will find a way. I don't know, hangnail something, a way of sticking it to the bottom of the bucket at the well.
I think I've not explained it. It's not that type of well, I'm afraid. That's
Oh shit!
found.
Is there that type of well in this city?
No, but if he's just trying to hide it somewhere, what he could do is
I'll put it this way: a drop point.
yes, absolutely.
You can tell me where a drop point is.
I think what he'd be able to do is actually probably somewhere on the pumping mechanism, there'd be like a plate that he could slide up and safely put it inside and then slide the plate back down again.
Yeah. So that I will have that all written up and sent over to you.
Yep. No, that's not a problem at all.
And he will return to his room and get the warm water and bathe.
And there's a wee bar of sort of basic soap there as well, and stuff like that.
Not sure, you know.
It's probably unused when you're finished.
Takes a bite out of it.
That's what I was going to suggest.
It is mostly tallow, so it's like it's not unpleasant, but it's not nice either. It's like biting a candle.
This is the worst bread I've had.
These are great characters, all of them. So, if no one else is doing anything particular, I think about just before lunchtime, the Sergeant Vortran, the militia leader here, comes looking for you. Would he find you all still in the inn, or is anyone gone? You know, because he's going to come to the end, and you guys tell me if he finds you there or not.
Yeah. Grash will be in the corner after his wash and all that. He'll be in the corner of the inn, off on his own. Maybe Marion within touching distance, sort of thing, which could be like 5 feet.
Yeah.
I think Moore has gotten bored with watching the little insects and everything, and then he's kind of outside doing like a magical puppet show with minor illusion. Like the derpy dragon is there again, and he kind of falls over like, "No, I've been defeated. Oh no!" For like any kids walking by, like, "Oh, the dragon."
Just the thing is, as a bit of a fun aside, make a performance check. Let's see how well.
How derpy is the dragon?
We shall soon find out.
Let's see if I can impress the children.
Can I see if you can oppress the children?
11.
Well, no, I mean, this kids. It's a puppet show. I think you get a wee appreciative audience of sort of half a dozen kids or something. It's not a huge place. I mean, that's probably about half the population of children in the place as well. So,
yeah,
but
there will also be sort of pretty obvious Saturday morning cartoon, you know. But the knight doesn't kill the dragon because the dragon also deserves to live. You know, that type of thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a Saturday morning cartoon. They all jump at the end and freeze.
The power of love. Hey.
And here he comes to
Um,
your planet.
Yeah. And I think you'll be sort of just coming to the end of that as Sergeant Voltran sort of walks past you and he sort of nods to you and says, if you wouldn't mind joining me inside. What about Eri? What's her maneuvers? Is she about in the tap room, in the room? Has she wandered off on her own?
She's taking a nap on a bench. Which is like, she doesn't sleep because she's an elf, but she purposefully takes naps.
Yeah.
To go to sleep.
So, he brings you all together, and unless any of you have any problems with that, you're all soon sitting around a table. He gets a bottle of whiskey and some glasses so anyone can help themselves as they go. And so I've obviously been speaking with Nersoni and Dewdrop, and Nersoni's given me a little bit of worrying information. Says that you have made some sort of accord with this creature that has been terrorizing the area, and I just wanted to hear it from you before. I didn't really believe her. You all seemed so set on hunting this thing down and ending it, and what is going on?
Well, if we actually speak to this creature, we shall now find and destroy its master, and then I will take this creature far away from here, where he can't harm anybody else.
What more really is meant to say is that no good story comes without a couple of good twists and turns.
I don't think that was what I was trying to say.
That's what I say.
I am a man of the law. I do not care about stories or twists and turns. This thing should either be killed or taken to rot in the jails of Invermorich.
Well, when I've taken it to where it needs to go, you can jail me instead.
Or I can potentially jail you now and save myself the bother.
That might be for the best.
The monster kind of said that it was cool if we killed him after we killed his master. So that was kind of the plan. He was cool with it.
I don't remember that.
I do.
You did.
He did say that.
Regardless.
He's like, as long as you get my revenge, I don't mind. You do what you gotta do. And we're like, that means we can kill you. And you're cool with it. And he is like, yeah. So yeah, don't worry. We're gonna kill him. But he's like real powerful, so we're gonna have him help us kill the worst one.
There's a lich that created him.
Right. I think he just turns and looks to you and goes, and what in the fuck is a lich? He rolled a 5 on his history sheet.
Moore raises a finger, and then he uses minor illusion, and he creates basically the same image that he used in the cave. Not that this guy knows what it is, but there's like a skeletal face with the crown, and except this minor illusion is the whole form, so it has like these claw-like bony fingers and a ragged, dirty robe, and then so the illusion forms like a bunch of skeletons, and then the lich sort of creates an undead mount, and he rides around and he kills peasants and whatever else.
Ari hands him a pamphlet.
Yes.
Is there? This is a question for Jabber. Is there some sort of form of genuflection or crossing, the equivalent of crossing themselves or something, in the Church of the Vale that it would be seen to ward against undead? Not an actual spell or anything. But
no, I think
that the peasants would do.
Yeah, like if there's like a conversation of like if like how you do it, if like you talk about the devil, you cross yourself. I think if there's like the talk of undead, it's just they just kind of lower their heads a bit, like away from the moon.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And you absolutely clearly see him do this. It's a very, I think we would say it's a common thing, so you can no, definitely not that, Emeros.
This is not the Church of Joaquin.
Yeah.
You people are my favorite.
I will let you all individually just decide whether you recognize this gesture or not, but nobody has to roll. You can just decide yes or no for yourselves and your own characters. And he looks troubled. There's no denying it. And he goes, "There is undead near here."
I don't know how close, but near enough to where we can get there.
Yes. Sometimes they're nearer than you think. This is a crafty old bastard, and so we will just have to find him. I mean, even whatever we decide with the patch man, the patch creature, he's the only one who knows where the lich is. Whatever we do, we need him to find it.
I can start to understand where you're coming from, but I'm not going to lie. I have grave misgivings of this going wrong. And what you, and he turns to Eri, are obviously going to turn on it. What if it does the same to you? You've already said it is a
I mean, I'm already expecting it to. Like, if you're preparing for him to turn on you, it's not really a surprise when it happens.
It is an unwelcome, but potentially necessary union.
It's not going to be fun.
More just
but
shakes
I
his
mean,
head.
he's also kind of undead, so it's kind of why I need to kill him too.
Would
Not
we
as bad as the Lich.
Would
The
we
Lich, top tier.
Would we not be better dealing with this that at least is flesh and blood, and then calling for the unequivocal eclipse to deal with what, as they are the ones that are experts in dealing with undeath? And again, Eri definitely, probably Marion will know that they are the dedicated sect of blood hunters, part of the Church of the Veil that is tasked with destroying undead.
I think when the name is said, there's a Grash spits on the ground.
Of course. I forgot about the history there momentarily.
That is normally the process of when an undead is discovered that you would go through. Unfortunately, do you know how far away from the nearest garrison of the unequivocal eclipse we are?
They are useless and not to be trusted.
I don't know how long it's been there, and if what the quilt guy was saying is true, the sooner we can deal with it, the better, because he might be making more, and there's gonna be too many by the time, and he'll have gone by the time the EQ shows, the EE shows up. UE. Unequipped. UE.
UE? What are those?
Show up.
I didn't know there was an acronym for them.
Only their friends can call them that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to say that word. I'm sorry.
That's our word.
But
No, on you go.
But we need not call for them. If needs be, we might be able to deal with this issue without. I've read a lot about liches. I know some things, though most of them, if not all of them, contain their own unique knowledge and ability.
I'm definitely gonna call them anyway.
I mean,
Please,
worst case scenario, in case we die.
Eri, I ask you not to.
Oh, you're not cool with those guys?
They have broken Rekala.
I don't know what that means.
They stole my trophy.
Was it an undead?
Yes, that I've been tracking for months.
What type of creature were you tracking?
It doesn't matter. It's undead.
The trophy is
They're all
gone.
the same. It's all the same anyway.
How far away was that?
Not important.
Sorry, then Grashtar, I'll hold off on calling them. And then I turn to the guard and just like wink.
Make a deception check to see if Grashtar sees that.
Moore takes out his owl.
Can you beat a 26?
For
Oh,
what am I rolling?
Perception.
Perception. I mean, technically, it should just be against your passive.
Would a natural? Okay, well then no. If it's against passive, then no.
But then again,
I
forgot.
think
obviously,
because it's not something that we would naturally expect. Because rolling perception is usually when you're actively looking for something. So, yeah, I think it would be your passive, and we'll just say that goes unnoticed.
Can
I
you
forgot I had
remind
deception
me
proficiency.
of the group I was with? Their name. Because if I look it up, I'll have to change Discord channels. It's in our chat, but it could be.
That's right. Okay, bear with me.
It could be miles back, but if I did it, everyone disappears.
Yeah, it'll be a long way back.
Yeah.
Moore's owl will sort of sit on the table, looking tired and confused.
Regardless, we will have help, just not from them.
Can't say I'm very interested in having those guys get in the way either.
How about this? In case we die, the town will send for them.
Your silver tongue will not work here.
But, I mean, it's prudent, isn't it? You still want the lich gone, so...
It is done.
Well, if it's not done, then we should still send for them.
It is the Black Trail Guild, I think, is the one you're looking for, Dombro. Is that right?
Yeah. The trail will be following.
Oh, those guys. You're calling for them now?
It has been done.
Would we know who that is?
Make a history check.
No, 5.
14.
I don't think it means anything to either of you.
Are they powerful then?
What I have found is a vengeful warrior is always strong.
Yeah, they're reasonably strong.
Well, a vengeful warrior might be too focused on one thing and not a greater objective, but
They will be focused on their objective.
then that is what will happen.
Indeed.
When did you call for them? Right now?
That is unimportant.
Are you also a magician? You would tell me.
You have to tell him. It's in trend. If you don't.
Are you a policeman officer? You know, have I displayed magical means?
More strokes his chin. There are many forms of magic.
Oh, well, yes,
Some even
friendship is
believe
magic, yes, of course.
No. Well, sometimes it can be, but some even believe that melee combat is a form of magic, where a caster makes its strokes to perform a arcane act of violence.
Well,
But that is another philosophy written by, and he sort of goes into a quick little sort of tangent.
While he goes on a tangent, Ari leans over the table and says, "I cast slap," and just slaps.
Ah!
Cast slap. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I see you're an arcane caster as well.
That is a mighty spell. May I
It's
try?
pretty good. Then we'll try it on some undead.
I think I'm proficient in that spell as well.
It has multiple variants. You could also do casting punch and casting kick and casting sword.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I told you it was the type of spell casting.
And I think the sergeant at this sort of, as you digress, he just sort of goes, if we could return to the matter at hand.
Yeah.
I need convinced, because let me be absolutely clear. If you do not convince me, you shall be leaving here directly for my cells.
You need
Doubtful.
convincing that we'll murder the creature.
Or bring it to me for its trial in Invorach.
Then I will bring you the creature. Need not worry. I shall bring you the creature.
Officer.
Guard.
Guard.
Captain?
Sir.
Sergeant.
All our answers were wrong.
It doesn't matter though, because
Sergeant.
actually it makes sense that he doesn't really understand the ranks and stuff.
The beast's fate is sealed. He is my trophy. You will receive what I leave left of him, and no more.
You must understand why I am still unconvinced, as you
I do
are
not
of a
care.
group. You say one thing, this old man says the other thing.
This old man does not talk. Marion talks.
I talk all the time. I just got a spell cast on me for talking.
Talk.
No, that was a slap.
But it was a spell.
Hey, what do you need for us to convince you? Like, if our word isn't good enough,
We received your
we got
You're
the
female.
warning. I don't know how to convince you of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna kill that guy.
It is not
Right.
necessarily that either any of your words individually are not worthy.
Oh,
It's-
you need a group.
You are not speaking with one voice, so how can you be convincing as a group when you have all got different ways forward?
Grashtar looks
Well-
around the room.
I'd say that if anything, he should be brought here. If no other alternative, he should be brought here. You can take the Lich as a trophy. It's a greater creature.
You do not decide my trophy, old man.
I suggested simply.
Also, I called dibs on that one.
You can both take a trophy. It's like it has lots of bones.
You show disrespect.
And I think at this point, Marion would step forward and attempt to convince him
And
that
Grash will nod. Yes, Marion
Evil.
talks. Yes.
either way, if we return, you with or without trophy, we will make certain that nothing will happen from this creature again.
So we're 3-1, right? Make a check, a persuasion check, but I'll give you advantage because you, Eri, and Grash are all singing off the same hymn sheet.
And we're also more convincing than more.
Anyway,
Not the puppeteer? He doesn't get advantage?
24.
if we use the derpy dragon. Do the puppet show for the command.
And I think Sergeant Voltran, he's silent for a while, and reaches out the whiskey, pours himself another shot, shoots it back. He just sort of looks around you all, and he looks around, looks at Eri, looks at Marion, and then looks deeply into Grash's eyes, and just goes, "Do not make me regret this. But bring me proof. Even if it is a minor thing that I understand the needs of the tribes, but bring me proof.
You'll have your proof.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I promise you.
And he just stands up, turns in one movement, strides out of the inn.
Humans are funny.
We can be.
We would really mean to be.
We
And
thought he could take me prisoner.
Yeah, that was actually a bad call for him.
More.
Hmm?
I have chosen my trophy.
I know you have.
That will not change.
Okay. Though you do understand that the Lich is more powerful.
I care not.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like, that's my whole thing.
But you still want to kill it. You don't need to bring proof back, right?
Yeah, we do.
The act in itself is what you do.
I mean, yeah.
Surely he'll trust you.
Presumably
Sure.
you will still live amongst these lands. I do not have to deal with anything. Once I get my trophy, I am done.
Well, I move around a lot, so I live in all lands, but no worry. When we meet the creature and move on to kill the Lich, we shall see what the battlefield holds, after all.
Now you speak. Now you speak sense.
I don't think I do.
Sounds like the most sane thing you've said since we met you.
You
I'm
used the
unsure
word
about that, too.
battlefield.
I'm
That
still
is
waiting
correct.
for that. I'm
Well,
holding
you've
my
known it
breath.
for longer.
It's fine. We're cool. But seriously, don't give away the undead to somebody else. And I had a bit of an incident, and I need something to boost my brownie points with the church.
What did you do?
Did you see me?
Yeah, but what did you do?
I mean, they just pissed off at me in general.
Oh, well, that'll fade with time, like it did probably our
Yeah,
last time.
it fades about every 2 centuries or so, but I'm at the peak right now. I need to get some bonus points.
Oh, you mean it was
Well-
recent?
I mean, yeah.
But what is recent when you're really old, really?
I mean, recent in the last 50 years.
Grash
Recent
is-
is in the current pope.
Grash
Not
is
the
looking
Pope.
out the window,
The current
desperately
revealed.
seeking smoke.
I was looking up religious quotes just 2 seconds ago, but I was like,
I wondered. That was an odd slip of the tongue.
yeah, I was looking up. I was seeing what Bible verses I could convert into the veil for war. Couldn't find any.
Maybe not do that on the fly.
Shadow of death.
Does this sort of? I take it this conversation will just sort of continue for a while as you're wasting time and things.
Yeah.
and
Grash will just
unless,
silently be looking out whatever window towards where the smoke. He's
Absolutely.
expecting smoke.
unless anyone has any other things that they wish to do, I think we can fast forward till the next morning if that's okay with everyone. Yep. Okay.
I think for that night there will be a watch system of people getting up and checking for the signal.
Okay, that's fine. Whoever's on last watch, I think you just shortly after dawn has risen, you will see that there is billowing white smoke coming from the rimward as expected. Seems to be potentially about 10 miles or something away from town.
Right, who's that?
Well, whichever one of you wants to say that you would be last, whoever was on the last watch.
Probably Airy.
I was going to say I probably wouldn't be on the last one.
Yeah, I'm on the last 2 usually.
Oh, okay. I was guessing there would be Grash because that would be the signal for him to actually go.
Yeah,
Well,
but he
it could
doesn't.
have
He
happened
doesn't know
anytime
when it's
during the
coming.
night. So
He could have taken first watch, so excited for it to come, and then passed out.
but he usually takes first watch anyway. So
That's true. Yeah,
Very true.
yeah. Ari will see it and just be like, and go wake everyone else but Grash up, and then wake Grash up last.
Wake the others.
Bold move.
Well, that's the thing. He wakes everyone up, gives them time to get ready and pack their things, then wakes up Grash because he knows Grash is going to immediately be at the door.
Yeah, Grash just catches his cargo net and just is gone. He's basically dressed.
Yeah, it's like
All
give
of
everyone
us,
else time to.
all of us are out on the street just waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will definitely get a puzzled look. I am the last to be woken.
Took you long enough.
Yeah. I thought warriors were always quick on their feet, as more.
Why are you guys giving him crap for it? I was the one who didn't wake him up.
Look, it's not often I get to do this.
It takes me like you know how long it takes me to put all my stuff in my bag in my magic pit? I'm not gonna have him walk away without me.
We need it for the journey. It needed to be done.
Shut
Anybody
up.
would like a candle?
Shut up. We need to go.
Would you like a candle, Grash?
What?
A candle.
No.
So I take it it's fair to say when you set off, Grash is setting quite a punishing pace to get there as quickly as possible. And quite shortly, very uneventful movement. You see the smoke coming out of the trees more closely by. And then you come across a clearing with a huge towering bonfire in the middle of it. Now, it's quite clear that this has been cut down, or more to the point, trees have just been pushed over, torn, and sort of piled into the thing. So although there's a clearing here, it's not a natural clearing that existed before. It's purely fuel for the fire, and standing to the upwind of it, so the smoke's not blowing in his face, is your new companion.
During the entire walk, Moore's owl has been circling above us in the air, sort of looking around. Greetings. Hello.
We're here now.
He just sort of grumps.
Have you considered on your name?
If a horrible magical concoction of a person can look almost I don't know what the emotion would be. Slightly bewildered, I think. It sort of goes fleetingly across his face. It doesn't take a genius to understand that he has very little footing to decide something like a name, you know.
I think as he's giving that look, I think Grash will just sort of be sighed more under his breath. My torture.
You need not worry. Some creatures can take a very long time to decide a proper way to identify themselves. It's a big thing to decide. Don't worry. Time will come, and you'll have a name that you will feel fits you. Now, where are we off to?
Well, you have a task to do to begin with that we need. Ulzor's tower is veiled, some sort of elaborate illusion, which, unlike lesser magics, is hard to the touch. And I require an item from a dangerous creature to be able to get us in. let us call it a test to see if you are genuinely worthy of this. And he looks directly at Grash again.
Growls straight at him.
Cease fire?
The what?
I need the stomach and the liver of a Remora's. There is any sort of gestures to that sort of snowy topped mountain. I think there is one up there. You will be able to track it easily enough.
Would we know what that is?
Everyone can make a nature check or
Have
something like that.
Have I read the Dritz novels? Let's see here.
14.
I lost my other dice. God damn.
Mighty 4.
17.
Eric?
I'm just not. Ari doesn't know.
All right, okay. I think the only one that knows is Moore, but you know it is sort of a monstrous centipede type creature that thrives in very cold environments.
They're quite large and powerful. You will not join us for this?
As I said, it is a test. If I am to trust my life going into battle against Ulzor, I must know you're truly somebody that I can rely on in battle.
Well, surely we must then also trust you in that. We as well put our lives in danger in that battle. And you, unlike us, can jump great distances and get away. We might need your help. Who knows what we might lose against a mighty creature like the Remoras.
If you need my help to battle a Remoras, then I would suggest you leave this place, as Ulzor will melt you where you stand.
Oh, don't you worry.
That's not what I meant.
Of course you didn't. We can handle it. Don't you worry about that.
Pathetic.
If that is what you want, then may I ask you if I may cast that spell that I spoke about last time, that may help you with your regeneration. It is a small thing, and if it goes awry, the damage it will be causing will be less than that of a dagger.
Damage, you say?
You said that you always need to recuperate yourself. If this spell fails...
You will kill him.
No. Unless he is a mouse. No. This spell won't fail. I feel fairly confident that it will work.
I have heard of this spell. It kills a great many.
What is the name of the spell, Grash?
Stupid magician.
Thank you. And he begins approaching the giant.
And he just sort of briefly nods his assent.
Ari holds a spell for if it fails.
What are you holding specifically?
Slap at level 4.
Nice. Aimed at.
Obviously more.
Oh yeah.
If we ever make an
I'm not-
RPG, we gotta
Are
make
you
slap a
at-
spell.
Are you actually holding a real spell, is what I'm asking?
No.
No.
I only got 2 of those. I'm not going to waste it on more.
Level 4 slap. That's 4 fingers.
I'm not within casting distance of slap if I walk up to him, so...
Don't underestimate my range. I got a familiar.
Fucking Piccolo. Moore will approach the man, and he will use one of his scrolls.
Mhm.
The Grazon's hand on the creature. What happens?
Death.
Remind me what this spell is again.
It's the spell that I brought for Moore that doesn't have the, let's call it an allergic effect that he gets from it's from the halls. They all use it there whenever.
Make it.
Should maybe
Make
prepare.
an Arcana check. this is going to be part of because obviously this is an effect that just works usually, but his nature is slightly different, and you haven't yet truly understood his nature. But because you're more than halfway, I'll not give you disadvantage, which I would if you hadn't have passed that check earlier on. So just a flat roll, but it's a hard check. It's going to be like a DC 20.
Because I rolled a 16 plus 7, so that's 23.
There you go. It seems to take hold, and the creature sort of shakes his head a little bit and goes, I feel no different.
But the effect is very small. Time comes and I might be able to use more of them, and also more powerful variants. They also help me in my old age recuperate.
Or kill him in the process.
With the spell called?
Stupid magician, stupid.
That's the name.
Love it.
And then the owl sort of comes down to more and more, kind of pats the little owl, scratching it, sort of happy to himself. Time comes, we may be able to grant you greater variants of this. And also,
Nothing.
And then also the magical core. And he again uses the minor illusion and shows the sort of pulsating core of the what's it called? A pulsating magical core.
Mm-hmm.
The owl looks up at the creature, and its eyes glimmer ever so slightly, and the owl attempts telepathic communication with the creature.
Okay. Is this something that you're wanting to share with the stream and the group, or is this something that you wish to...
No. I mean, it's fine. I don't think any of us is going to be like, well, I heard what the owl said.
I intercepted it.
It is clever enough for that to work, so absolutely it gets the telepathic connection.
The owl looks up at him and says, I am his familiar, and he has a message for you that he cannot speak aloud. Maybe I should...
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry.
By the way, your name's Harry.
I want you to know I picked your fucking name. He has a message to give you. After the battle against the Lich, they wish to betray you. But I have a different path for you to escape. If ever we become separated, you must make your way to Turamur. There, he will lead you to a land where they can save you. But time will come, and you will know that he shall save you in that moment. Let that be his true test of friendship to you.
Let me get this straight. You're using this tentative relationship we have with a guy who hates masters and people to be taking him and tricking him, and you're coaxing him.
Coaxing him. He's trying to tell him that the others will betray him.
I'm just saying from his point of view. We'll see where it goes, but I'm just saying it's a choice.
what I tried to say was that they will betray him, and more will try and take him away from the battle. That's what I went to say.
If this was a Telltale game, it would be definitely like the Patchwork Man will remember this.
And then the creature also needs to make a wisdom save.
Is that true, is it?
Yeah. Telepathic insight. No, wait. Charisma saving throw. Sorry.
Charisma.
He's so handsome. His charisma's got to be baller.
I rolled a 2.
Plus
-3.
-3.
For a -1 total.
Oof. If the creature fails to save, the pseudonatural creature magically learns one secret or fact about the creature.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to you what he learns.
No,
so...
no. I am absolutely going to do this to random. 1, 2.
Right.
Sorry, I just read the
Damn.
chat.
7.
So while we're waiting, have you guys seen the Unearthed Arcana?
Roll me a
Never mind.
D8.
Yes. D8, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Charisma
6.
level of a turd-covered shovel. I like that, Dan. Sorry, I missed your response there, Terror. Sorry.
6.
I mean, he charisma is his way into Moore's heart, so it can't be that bad.
Yep.
My man has made up all the best parts of everybody else.
You learn a secret, and if you mark down somewhere that this will give you advantage the next time you make an overall insight, a lore check to work out its overall nature. But you find out that this has a physical quality that whenever it is subjected to lightning damage, it takes no damage at all and instead regains a number of hit points equal to the lightning damage dealt. So in the heat of battle, if you wanted to heal him, cast lightning bolts on him and he will heal for 66 damage.
Damn, 66.
If you have lightning bolt.
Yeah.
But I'm just putting it in terms of that was a for players type secret. That's a secret 6 out of 8.
Ooh.
Mm.
More.
He's got
will
so many
look up at
secrets. Those aren't his real eyebrows.
I think he paints them on.
One is from one guy, one's from another, isn't it?
And that explains the color change.
Absolutely.
More will look up at the Patchwork man. So now, I guess we kill the Remoras, and then we can trust each other and be friendly again.
He sort of turns off, stalks off in the opposite direction.
I think
Time
that
is
is a
waste. He just sort of shouts over his shoulder. Time is wasting.
Agreed.
Not really.
The only wasted time is this foolish errand.
I mean, but no, we need to kill it to get into the barrier. That is why we need to kill it. So it's kind of like on the same path of where we need to be going.
It says.
I mean, yeah, he knows his master the best.
I think Marion would shout after the big Patchwork guy. Oh, by the way, once we're done with this beast, is there any part of him that you would like, for yourself?
He just turns round and spits a massive gobbet of phlegm into the fire and stalks off.
Gross.
Gross. Who spits?
Oh, I do.
What happened to him?
Gross.
I can't.
Were you not raised properly?
We need to move.
Technically, no.
Zapon?
Right.
What's wrong with that guy?
I
Well,
think.
No.
Sorry,
you see, Silvereye, he was made of different parts of an evil master that formed him into as an experiment, and then he gained sentience. And
Yes,
going to
Dum-Dum.
town.
He told us that before.
Could you ask what was wrong with him?
The change in his demeanor. He was quite talkative before, and now he spits at me.
No, sorry, he didn't spit at you. He spit into the fire.
After
At the question.
At the thought of
At the question, at the
taking-
thought of. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think what he really wants is to be done with it all. He doesn't need.
I want to be done with him.
He won't have long.
Very
We
well.
should- We should get quilts, furs and stuff, so that for the mountain track, the Remoras lives in very cold grounds, and in snow and ice, and some of them may need to get
Or
warm.
we could move.
Yeah,
I
remove
have skins if you wish.
I have a coat.
You did get warm weather stuff from Hamir. So
Oh, okay.
I do have a
They-
ton of wolf skins too, like that Grash
Yeah.
has basically had in his bag this whole time, so they would know of them. And he's offered them to more before, so
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
yep.
I mean,
Uh,
winter. I got a set of winter clothes. I got a set of summer clothes. I got a wardrobe. What do you need?
He has a little
Got it.
literal wardrobe inside.
I
It's
do.
like,
A
he has to
literal wardrobe.
pulls half it out,
yeah,
reaches in, gets a shirt.
ye old
got-
IKEA wardrobe.
You got
Marion,
a scarf and some gloves.
I do.
Marion, I wish to speak with you.
I'll go over here.
All right.
Yeah, like just like when they first were talking to the Patchwork man, they're like maybe 10 feet behind the other two. I believe this. Well, I believe the old one is going to cause trouble.
No, I'm counting on that already.
Me too, which is why I need you to take these. And he will.
A little voice over Grash's shoulder. Me three.
And at this point, Grash sort
Who's
of
the
just
old man?
he gives the fairy a little nuggy and nods. What he does is he hands to you essentially what's the equivalent? It's hard to explain, but you know, they're almost like hairbands in hair clips rather, but they're bent into the shape of what appears to be some form of bird. Like it sort of arcs out like that. It's almost like a really rough. Clearly, Grash has made these things himself. Brooch, for want of a better, but there's many of them. I need you to be careful about who sees you when you place these on our trail.
All right, I'll do my best. I'm trusting you, partner.
Of course.
Interesting.
Me three.
You know, I actually started to like this little thing.
What thing?
Oh, yeah, right. it's invisible. Oh, no, nothing.
Are you well?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel strong.
All right. Just make sure that not your nerves are getting to you, and then he, elbows you. But
He shoves you back
just-
way too hard. What is this?
Windmilling backwards, trying to get your balance, catch your balance.
Anyway, we have. This will show the trail where it leads.
Mm. All right, I'll do what I can to make sure that they are concealed, but I won't be stopping.
No. I just these big hands, you know.
Don't worry. By the way,
Yeah.
when did you become such a craftsman?
Oh, well, you like them?
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. You should have shown off some. I could have placed them on stage, told stories about them. Maybe
mother-
even
My mother used to make things like this from discarded daggers and such.
quite like the design.
It is a Petra hawk.
Well, do you mind if I keep one?
Sure. If you run out, let me know.
Will do. Are you sure that you're well?
I am preparing.
Yeah, all right. All right,
Let's go kill this. What was it?
Row.
Yes, let's get it. And they do the predator hand clasp.
Pushing too many pencils.
What's the matter, Billy?
And Mario will attempt to mask that he's not actually getting hurt from that.
Yeah, I think as you all sort of turn away and start stalking up towards the snow line, I think that is probably quite a good time to have our mid-session Breakamus.
Breakables, yeah.
Breakamus Maximus.
Yeah, so that's good. Okay, so we will be out of here
Father of a
for-
timely break.
God. 5 or 10 minutes, and we should be back very soon. See you soon. Bye.
Please come back.
Hello, welcome back. Hope you have managed to grab yourself a drink, have a bio, and all the good stuff, and ready for the second half. So, you are all going up the mountain. Can someone take point, make me a survival check, and if anyone's helping, it can be with advantage.
More will help, and he will sort of explain the size of the creature, the
With
type of
advantage.
movements, and all these things.
Makes sense, yeah.
I think he also used
21.
minor illusion to show it.
And I will undo the help by getting lost.
It's 21.
I know the way.
With 21, you move up and quite quickly find tracks of one of these creatures after Moore has sort of shown you the way, explained its setting and things. So it's not too difficult a situation to do. Let me just bring you over.
Mhm.
So as you go up, you're now back above the snow line again, and I think we're 10 miles away. We'll probably say this is early afternoon, probably maybe even late morning. By the time you make your way up here, quite steep, so it gets cold quickly, and you find yourself on this snowy hillside, and you all, for the first time, get sight of the creature that you have been sent to kill. Long, probably 20-25 feet long, chitinous insect-like carapace with dozens of small legs, each with a pincer, almost like a small crab claw on the end of it, and a wide hooded neck like a cobra, which probably Grash would have come across in the desert if nobody else, and a jagged fanged maw, and it just seems to be pottering around, like almost like rolling snow, as if nesting or something like that.
Building a snowman.
Basically, yes.
There it is.
It's about to do a snow angel.
Oh God, what is that?
That's an awesome looking thing.
That's the Remoras.
Look at its like orange back nipples.
It's a gigantic, dangerous
No
creature.
anatomy was done in the Vale.
Make
It's the back nipples, of course.
everyone can make a perception check while they're looking at it.
18.
23.
11.
3.
No, 12.
Everyone that gets above 16, so Marion and Grash, you see. It's a strange thing because it's freezing here. It's probably -2, -3 centigrade. And you can see your breath. It's clear. There's a wispy cloud. But you can see rising off this creature, almost like the heat haze. Grash especially will recognize this, almost when you look at the horizon in a desert and there's that strange ripple of the heat coming off the horizon, seems to be rising off the creature, and specifically the orange back nipples that Eri pointed out.
So it's hot. I think Grash will sort of, when he sees that. Wow, it seems to be hot from the back.
You do got good eyes.
It reminds me of the Shuna.
Beautiful place, so I've heard.
Well,
Want to stab it?
Definitely.
Okay. And just cling, runs over towards it.
So at this moment in time, you are probably 100, 120 feet away. So if anyone has long range stuff, that they can plink away at it if they wish. So
And you can just see,
what I'll say
Grashtar
is-
just running, sort of bounding and awkwardly running through the snow. But actually, he's remarkably good, even though he's being slightly impeded by the snow. It's like not unlike sand in a way, the way you have to run over it.
Yep. So what we'll say is you all get one surprise round, because I rolled its perception and it rolled a 4, and then we'll do initiative. So at this moment in time, we're going to say you're 100 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So what is everybody's surprise action? And I'll just go alphabetically. So I'll start with Eri.
What am I doing? Let's start us off with a bang. Ari will hold out a hand towards the creature and just like do a pulse of the hand, and then suddenly in a dome around it, as I read the description of this new spell that I've learned. Summon greater demon? No, that would be good.
There's 2 of them.
I almost picked that spell.
A dim greenish light spreads within a 30-foot sphere centered on the point. So it is a spell called Sickening Radiance.
Oh god.
I love it, that spell.
Is it a save of some sort?
It's at the start of its turn, it's a con save.
Because this is a surprise round. Let's just do this straight away, because it's not getting a turn
Yeah.
in the surprise round. So, sorry, what sort of save?
Con.
Well, its con is +5, but I only rolled a 6 for an 11 total.
Okay.
My dice are not doing myself much favors today.
They're just waiting.
All right. So that is 4d10 radiant damage.
Nice. 40-10.
So that is 27 radiant damage, and it has 1 point of exhaustion.
Nice.
And if it starts its turn again in there, it'll
It
get another point of exhaustion.
Fuck. Should I be running towards this dome?
No.
I figure it's gonna leave the dome before you get to the dome.
Let's
Well,
hope so.
that depends when we get to. So it's got Remind me at the moment. It's got disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws. Ability checks.
Yeah.
Which probably won't come into it with a monster, but you never know. So Grash, are you just double sprinting, so you'll be 40 feet away from it at the start of the next turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fine. More?
More will cast Melv's Minute Meteors.
Is it fire?
Let me see. Explodes. Fire damage. Yeah. But it's a way to make my fuck.
For
What was
sure.
that, Squid?
Is that a saving throw or an attack roll?
No. It is an attack roll later. I just summon the stones currently, and then I can use them later on, and I throw them.
Oh,
It's like ammunition.
You can't use any the first time you summon it.
Bonus action, right? To launch 2.
Yes, 120 feet. Yeah, because it's an action, and then I can throw them.
So that's fine. So you can make 2
Yeah.
spell attacks if you want.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. 2 spell attacks. Let's see here. Because how far away did you say that he was?
100.
100 feet.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, he needs to make a dexterity saving throw. I'm sorry, I completely misread.
Okay. That was a massive 7. My dice
Damn.
continue to shag me over. However, as your meteors impact into its hide, it does not seem to take any damage at all from fire,
Ah, okay then.
as a
Never mind.
Remoraz is immune to fire damage.
Right.
The more
actually
you
did-
know.
I used to have a different spell than Sickening Radiance, but then I was like, why would an undead hunter have a necrotic damage spell? They're resistant to it. So I switched it to Radiant. I was like, I'll just get this one.
Silver Eye?
I think Marion would run off to the side of the group, just divert a bit from them, and while moving as fast as he can, he will pull out his short bow, slide in the snow, take aim, and
Right. So you're moving
Release
30
an arrow.
feet and then firing your short bolt. That is fine. Fire away.
does 122 hit?
22 does indeed hit.
Yes. Max damage on the die, so he takes 10 piercing damage from the arrow.
Seems to take it.
Do I add sneak attack towards it, or just
No, because
or is it
unless
just
if you're,
melee?
if you're
That's
hidden
only
from
melee,
it.
right?
If
No,
it's a surprise,
your,
yeah.
Your particular background, is that in melee or not? You know how you get to do sneak attack even if you're on your own?
No, that's only. Let's see.
Actually, no, though, because it's an advantage. You should have actually had advantage, and it should be, and it would be because this is a surprise round. It doesn't know you're there.
I critted if I rolled another die, but just discount that one. It was just wanted to check.
Okay.
All right, so no, Rakish Audacity does not give me that feature for ranged weaponry. But
Okay.
if I have advantage,
Yes, because it's a surprise round and it's unaware of your presence.
so a total of 16.
Cool. Sorry, is that on top of the 10?
No, a total.
No.
Total. So 10 plus 6.
Super. Sorry, I gave you 26 damage there.
For a short bow, that's impressive.
Yeah, true. Right, so now is the time if I can ask you all to roll your initiatives.
Mhm.
16.
16.
21.
8.
Marion, it is you again. So you are, if you went out on an angle and weren't going directly towards it, let's say you're 80 feet from the creature at the moment.
All right. I will approach it my full movement and just take another shot at it.
So you're 50 feet from it.
You know what? It didn't matter that I didn't crit before because I just did it again. So, you know what? I'm cool. Total of 14 this time. So, 10 plus 4, and then I rolled another d6, and that's a 4. So,
But if you crit, remember you get max damage on the first dice for your, and you get crit damage on your. Oh no, of course you wouldn't get sneak attack at this point because you're no longer hidden.
exactly. So,
Yeah, sorry. How much again was that? Sorry.
14 total.
Apologies. Pity that wasn't the last time around.
Yeah.
Grash and Moore, you are both next. You can choose who goes first.
Grash is more engaged in the combat. He should go first.
Okay.
Okay. Grash will. He is 40 feet away, I believe you said.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he can't make it to him. He'll probably. What is who is the creature focused on right now?
It's just sort of turned round and made a sort of weird insectoid screeching noise, but probably going to be focused on Grash purely because it's the closest thing to him.
Okay.
And its back was turned when it felt all the pain.
Okay. Grash will move forward his speed, which is 30 feet, so he's 10 feet away from him. And I guess he'll hold his action for when the creature attacks him.
Okay, so hold an attack action.
Yep.
That's fine, not a problem. More?
Moore casts Fly on himself.
Okay.
But what it basically looks like is that he casts a spell, then it seems like something hooked him by the heel, and he sort of goes, whoop! And he just sort of is dragged up into the air towards the creature, like, ah! And he aims to be above the creature somewhere.
What is your fly speed with that spell? Is it 120?
60.
60. So you can't get above it straight away at the moment because you didn't move last turn, so you're still 100 feet away. So
Yep.
But yes, you can do that. Any bonus actions?
Well, I had some, but they were useless. So I think what he does then is that he kind of throws, because they're explosions. So he sort of throws them in behind the creature, sort of in the snow. No, wait, he throws them under the creature to melt the snow.
Well, you can see that the snow's melting underneath it because of the heat radiating out of its body.
Can I do it higher up so it rolls down more water?
Yes, you can. Roll me. You can impact it. There's no roll thing out, but roll me a D100.
Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if this is a party wife. I mean, I'll survive. That's 100.
Fuck.
Well, then, thus goes the chapter of Patchwork.
And that dice that's rolled 1, 2, 3, 4 just rolled a natural 20. You hear an ominous rumble from further up the mountain as it seems like you may have triggered an avalanche.
Oh no! Oh no! Run! Quickly, run!
Okay. Eri?
I go before it?
Yes, it was when my dice were still rolling badly. I got a 4 on initiative.
All right. That was surprising. I will.
You rolled a fucking 100.
But my girlfriend just gave me the finger.
It should make a deck save. I will use Veil's Flame.
Deserved.
7. It's back to bad again. So it gets a second.
It takes 11 radiant damage.
And did you say a second level of exhaustion?
No, this is just my turn. I'm doing an attack. So at the start of its turn, it now
so the
has
start.
to compensate.
Okay.
But I'm looking up at the avalanche.
At the moment,
just,
there's
like,
nothing to
staring.
see. There's just a noise at this moment in time.
What's the weather like? Is it bright?
Yeah,
Is it dim light?
It's pretty much as in the picture. So it's thin clouds, but little bit of blue sky coming through the thin cloud, and quite bright and crisp.
I don't like it. Okay. Yeah, that's my turn, and it's its con save.
16 it rolled this time.
That one passes. I don't know. It doesn't say if it does half damage or not. I don't know. You want to go with it or not?
What's the spell called again?
Sickening Radiance. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about half damage.
No, it's damage or nothing.
Oh, that's shitty.
Because of the exhaustion.
Plus,
That's
it also lasts 10 minutes, so you can actually kill things with this. It kind
Kill
of
a
makes
lot of
sense.
Yeah, okay.
Because if it fails, anything fails 5 saving throws, it's dead.
That's true.
That would be an interesting thing to have as like
Hold
kind of-
person.
You put it on a city.
Mhm. Or as Emerald said, hold person with one person and then that on top of them.
If you did that on a city, you could make Silent Hill.
Right.
Beautiful.
Well, an
falling
avalanche
down.
should be a loud hill, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's falling down a hill. It
All right.
is the Remora's turn, and it screeches and charges towards Grash. Your attack action kicks off.
Hey, my big blue buddy. Okay.
Is it still in the light since it's a large creature?
Yes, but I would say it probably will do, yeah.
My attack action is essentially I'm dual fighting, so I can hit
Mhm.
twice. Yeah.
The only thing with that is you won't get any attacks
Yeah.
that would usually be as part of your bonus
Yeah,
action,
yeah.
because you can't hold bonus actions.
Sorry, that was a jack die. Much like a jackdaw, except what is this? 23 to hit.
Hits.
I am going to also use a maneuver. I'm going to use my trip attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to attempt to knock the target down. You add the superiority die to the attack damages roll. And if the target is larger or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw.
I'm going to give you this one for free, because I think this is a huge creature.
Oh, well, no, I won't use it then. No need. Just do my
But
normal.
what I'm saying is Grash would have known it was.
Well, he'd
above
see it,
that,
so,
you'll not lose that.
Yeah, he'd see it.
Still attempts to kick its leg.
Yeah. So that is.
I would love to see someone successfully trip a creature that's got about 62 pairs of legs.
9 damage
Mana
on that
kicks,
first
all
one.
I say.
9.
I missed
9
Banana peels.
on the first one.
9 damage.
Yeah. And it's 19 plus 7, 26 to hit.
Yep.
That's full damage, so 12 on that second one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm now going to have to put Avalanche in the initiative order.
It's a legendary action.
It's got a lair action.
Kind of. I mean, probably not on paper, but yeah.
Technically, more's got a lair action.
Welcome to my lair.
You're going to get a lot of XP as you're flying above the avalanche, killing everyone. Anyway, sorry.
All things come together.
When you hit it, Grash, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
As you feel a flare of heat as you cut into its body.
Cool. Dexterity save. Okay. 19.
Half damage then.
Okay.
So you take 5 heat damage, fire damage, whatever you want to call it. The actual creature doesn't have a save, it's just auto damage, but I don't like that at all. I don't like anything that's just auto damage. So
Yeah,
for
it's
any
lazy.
rules lawyers out there, I have not misread it. I just deliberately think that's shite. Okay. It is, however, going to attempt to bite you.
Oh. Okay.
It rolls a 20.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to lie, this is going to hurt a lot.
Usually does. Just don't crit.
No, it didn't crit.
Good.
A crit, there would be a risk of an auto kill.
Right. Sounds good.
That is 26 piercing damage. Which is incredibly low because that was 60-10.
And he coughs up blood.
And that is its go. We are back to the top, and it is Silver Eye. Silver Eye, you can now start to see the first few rolls of snow coming down, and the roar is starting to get louder, as it is quite clear to you all now that Moore has triggered an avalanche.
Marion he gets this very awkward, still happy grin, and he will unleash another arrow.
Story just gets better for Marion.
Oh yeah, but that's a miss. False courage, but still.
What do you roll? Because you don't know his armor.
Sorry. 17.
Just hits.
Yeah.
Oh!
Don't assume he missed, dude.
Damn.
I mean,
sorry.
It has an AC of 17.
It's a huge creature, so.
Oh yeah. 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I heard the avalanche and my arrow right, like in the eye, and just scream.
Your step
And are
attack
you
will go off
taking
as well.
any movement or any bonus actions?
Yes, he's going to whistle a very short hymn for Crash, something that he did on their travels.
And will this have any significance to Grash in hearing it?
Are you asking Grash that, or are you asking Marion?
I'm asking more specific. No, I'm more
Yeah.
specifically meaning Silver Eye. Like when he has
Paint a picture. When
done
did you?
this
Oh, yeah.
in the past, does it mean a specific thing?
It's something that he would do when they are on, once they got word of a big creature or some shade appearing.
All right, so it's
On
more
the
this
ridges,
is
so it's-
your sort of I'm excited theme tune.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And it's just the D4.
Jabber.
Okay. So that's bardic inspiration, is it?
No, it's sorry, it's a healing word.
Oh, healing word.
Whoa,
sorry, sorry.
It's
1d4.
1d4 plus 3.
For me?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm rolling quite well. So that's full healing. So 7 points. Back to you.
Nice. Thank you.
Nice. And movement?
No.
Okay. Interesting. More.
Actually,
Sorry, you go.
he did not see the avalanche.
No, I said at the
direct
start
from-
of this turn,
heard
you've
it.
started to see
Oh.
small, like rolling bits of snow and
And the
hearing
roar.
it is very clear to everybody what is in the process of starting.
Oh, no. Then I think he would just use his full movement just to get further away, maybe closer to the woods or something.
Yeah, that's fine. Moore or Grash, who are joint again on the initiative. So Grash was going first.
Wasn't that Ares' turn?
No, Ares last in the party.
Oh. Okay,
Ares only got an 8 in our initiative.
that's true. What did Ares do this turn? I missed it.
I cast a spell and held up a spell.
Okay, is it catfish?
In my cat fishing, I'm just here all gonna catch me a biggin.
Yeah, sure are. Okay, so I'm seeing the avalanche coming, essentially. Is the creature reacting?
No, it seems quite fixated on you. And just for the players and the chat, Remoras have an intelligence of 4.
Yeah.
He has no fucking idea what's happening.
Intelligence of 4. Okay.
There was an idea brewing there.
I'm going to use my action
Mhm.
to point behind the Ramor as if something's behind it. Trying to fool it, if you will.
Make a performance check.
It has disadvantage on its insight due to exhaustion.
Performance. Now,
Oh
that's
no,
gonna-
not performance, deception.
This is,
It came into handy.
okay.
Actually
17.
does. It does have disadvantage because of
Because it's
because-
exhausted.
Teamwork.
I rolled a 14 and a 15. Minus 3 again for a 11.
I run away. If it looks, I run away.
I'll do. That'll be your action, but I will do enough that blocks its
Attack.
reaction.
Opportunity. Yeah. Okay. So I can run my movement. Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I run 30 feet and I try and find, like, as I'm running, something to maybe block the eye line of this thing. If there's a tree or if there's a raised bit of snow, I don't know.
Stone? Large stone, maybe?
Yes. About, and you remember when you were coming here on this trail, about another 100 yards, there is a small rocky bluff. It's a small cliff, just sort of in the thing, and that is probably sort of a small rock buttress, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah.
That is somewhere you could probably ride out an avalanche if you get there. Don't break eye line with this. There's not really anything that will break eye line with this because you
That's
can't
fine.
run. You can't run fast enough to get somewhere that it wouldn't be able to keep its eye on you.
More seeing the other, at least 2 of them running. Can he try and fly in the opposite, like where he pointed for the remorse? Can he sort of fly in that direction?
Sorry, let me see that again. You're in the opposite direction that Grash is running.
Yes, essentially.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then
What are you doing to get its attention from Grash?
first of all, I am using shield touch, and never mind. It says 160 feet on this, but on the spell companion in Roll20 it says 60. So whatever.
I thought it was 120 for Chill touch.
I mean, that's what the card says.
Yeah.
The thing here said but it doesn't matter. Make a ranged spell attack against a creature. Assail it with the chill of the grave.
Chill touch.
Yeah,
No,
it's got 120.
It's
It's
a
a long spell.
Touch. Isn't
No,
it?
it's not.
No, it's not.
It says
It's
chill
one of
touch.
these stupid ass names.
But the thing with the spell is, though,
I knew it wasn't.
it-
But yes,
So it's chill touch. It causes a skeletal hand to appear and touch them. But the key part about the spell, it doesn't say you have to see the target. It just says a target within range. Because you're not
Oh,
Yeah.
touching it. A skeleton hand is touching it. And that can just show up wherever.
so there's no visual
There's
component
no-
to this spell.
It doesn't say a creature you can see. It just says a creature within range.
Oh, cool.
You have to have awareness of where it is, but you don't have to see it.
doesn't actually say that. It says make a ranged spell attack against a creature. And
Yeah.
you have to be able to see a creature to make a ranged attack.
Does it? Because every other one says
It
against a
doesn't.
creature you
It
can
doesn't.
see.
It doesn't specifically say that there. But to make a ranged attack in D&D, you have to.
I object.
Well, you can make ranged attack against invisible people. You don't see them.
I'm not sure you can.
Why don't I
Make a
hit
ranged attack.
Anyway,
Make a ranged attack.
this is
Yeah,
for
anyway,
another.
unrelated.
So
and clings onto the target?
yeah,
Yes.
you
Spell attack.
are at above 5th level, so it would be 2d8 damage. But what did you roll on your attack? Because it is 100% 120 feet from the player's handbook.
I rolled. Oh no, that's because I have the wrong card and the wrong spell. But fuck it, I said chill touch, so that's the one I'm using. Because I added frostbite when it was chill touch. I probably thought of, but it doesn't matter. I have whatever this one now. I rolled 16 on the spell attack.
Unfortunately, it has an AC of 17, so your attack misses.
Then he's going to use his bonus action, and he is going to sort of throw more bombs at the creature.
Okay.
Is-
In that
is-
case, make a persuasion check with that.
Is meteor's concentration?
I don't think it is. I think it's basically. I will check. No, it's not.
Oh, OP.
Yeah, there's a reason why like every guy from Boulder State has them.
Just not against a creature that's immune to fire.
I mean, to be honest, you could
There
probably
is
use
that.
that to distract it.
Yeah, that's
what
what I
he's
was trying to
doing.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is
But-
concentration, actually.
Is it? It's not.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so you can't fly at the same time.
So
Oh, okay.
they
Right.
disappeared
Then-
when you cast fly, I'm afraid.
Which Avalon? Never mind. Okay,
And
they're
do
gone.
you
I
have
do
all
know.
your spell components and all the fun stuff about D&D?
Oh, of course.
It's just concentration. It's like it's one of those things. Like
No, but what Terror's right is he caused the avalanche after he was flying, but we're not going to retcon that much. So what I will say is because that is not being retconned, I will allow you to have your meteors at this point because
Okay.
fun comes first.
fun comes first.
That's a lovely DM.
I
Te-
think some of your
teach
spell cards may not be completely correct though.
Right. I rolled. What did I roll? I rolled like a 6 or a 7 or something.
It's a deck save for the meteors.
But
No,
we're
no,
not-
no.
No, I asked him to make
Oh.
a persuasion check because
Persuasion.
a 6 or a 7. This is going to be a contested one, so it's disadvantage again.
So exhausted.
It's because it's one of these things. There's no DC. I'm just going to see like an intelligence check to see if it's distracted by you or not. And it rolled with a disadvantage. A 7 minus 1 is a 6. What did you roll again?
I rolled a 5 plus 3.
An 8. There you go then. It seems to be distracted by you more.
So exhausted.
This exhaustion became super fucking useful.
It became so handy.
So good.
Harry, it is your turn.
I did deck save because I call the barrels. You know what? Scratch that. I'm not going to attack it. I am going to open up my portable hole as my action.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get in it and close it to avoid the avalanche.
What happens then if, like, the hole is rolled up by the avalanche? Will you not be able to escape?
It's a strength check to get out. Because you can't trap people in it. Because it's a low DC strength to get out of it. But I can force myself in it.
So there's
Well,
no lid.
But what if you're buried under like 40 feet of snow?
Well, we will get to that when
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Love
when
it.
it inevitably happens shortly. This episode is really not going the way I was expecting it at all in the second half.
Avalanche?
Oh no, there is an avalanche right now.
Yeah. It makes con save for your sickness.
Yep.
That was, a,
fuck
natu-
being raided.
that was a
Yeah.
natural 20 that time, so it is.
Oh, we've been raided.
Ah.
this has been a
I
thing
see.
for a while.
Oh yeah, I switched.
Holy
to
moly!
the top
Hello,
finally.
people.
I'm getting lots of hugs.
Wow. Hi, everyone.
Oh my god, what is
Welcome
this
to the
nightmare?
stream. Welcome to the stream, everyone. We are currently fighting a giant caterpillar or something.
I'm in
and
hell.
We're using Avalanche at 3rd level.
Oh my god.
so-
It stopped. Were we safe? Did we survive?
Indeed. Thank you very much, Shaka. That's incredibly well received. Thank you very much for the raid. Good to see so many people in chat. Yes, you find us whilst we are fighting a Remoras, for those of you that know Dungeons and Dragons.
And there's an avalanche.
And one of the characters has accidentally triggered an avalanche. Indeed.
And if you don't know the remorse, look at the picture. That is it.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Silver Eye Marion, our swashbuckling rogue, it is you next. You can now see that. You can now start to see trees being uprooted and a lot more snow starting to pile down this mountainside as the weight of inertia is starting to get this avalanche really rolling.
Run, you fools!
Except Gandalf is flying.
Wait, was it me?
It's your turn. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
sorry. Sorry.
Just
Yeah, all right. He's not going to attempt to fire another arrow. He's just going to wave a crash and just book it. Yeah.
That's fine. So you move 60 feet away. That's fine. Not a problem. Roll me a perception check as well.
That is a 23.
Okay, so you see the same rocky buttress that Grash has noticed, and you're intelligent enough to know that if you're going to survive this avalanche, you need to get there before it hits you.
Yeah, I'm going to use my full movement, and I have not moved. I was a bit further away than Crash, I believe. When-
After Grash's turn, you were actually closer to the creature than Grash was.
Oh,
Grash's run past you on his last turn, so you are now the closest. You're now the closest creature to the closest thing to this creature. Well, you're not now because you've overtaken Grash again. But when you started your turn, you were. Yes, the two of you are like comedy running. But the one thing to say here is it's hard snow, so you're not running at over difficult terrain or half movement or anything like that, because it's very, very, very thick icy layer over the top that's not too bad to run over. Okay, I'm trying to mark feet and stuff like that. That is fine. More and Grash. Grash again. Marion has overtaken you again. Is probably about 20 feet in front of you. You're now about 100. No, you'd be about 80 feet away from the rocky buttress.
Okay.
Indeed,
over
flipping
to
you
that.
off as I pass you.
Yeah, well, it's my go now, bitch. Okay. And I don't do math, so I know you're going to beat me on the next round, but Grash doesn't think that far ahead. So yeah, Grashstar will double dash, Mario Kart style.
Mhm.
And he'll throw a red shell towards Marion. No. He'll just book it.
That's fine.
Can I use a reaction to attempt to trip him?
Fuck you.
No.
You want
I was
to
about
play?
to say, I take it you're not actually trying to trip your
No.
best friend.
No.
What a fucking heel turn out of nowhere. No, this is where you die.
He's gonna hit me with an RKO.
Spear you down the mountain.
Oh dear. Super. More. You are flying. You think you have this thing's attention, as it seems to have slightly turned away from the others as they are running away. You make me a perception check as well.
Ooh, let's see. Can I drop the dice? Of course. My perception is terrible, unlike last time. Oh, a 6. Oof, so good.
A 6. All I was really trying to see is how much of this you're getting from above. So I don't think you can see the buttress, the stone buttress that they're running towards from that. So you are probably starting to fill with a real sense of horror as you can see the clouds of powdered snow start to rise and the stones and trees from further up the mountain starting to pour down. And there are these sort of wedges in the forest that are funneling it directly towards this area as well. And you are pretty horrified as to what the hell is going to happen to your companions in probably the next 20 seconds or so.
By the gods.
You fuck.
Oh,
my
no.
turn?
And all for the XP. But I haven't even done anything on my turn.
I thought you made a perception check. I don't know if you had any plan.
How are you going to make this right
no,
more?
He didn't. I told him to do the perception check, so that doesn't count if I've told him to.
Are there any like wait, 1 to 5 pounds is not a lot, right?
Well, like a bag of sugar is about £1 or £2. Sorry, a normal bag of sugar in the supermarket.
The idea I got was to use catapult to try and throw up a boulder to block the way, but that's not going to work. Not against an avalanche.
Oh, that's like
no.
farting into a hurricane.
Adding flavor. The man. He's got the creature's attention.
Rapid.
Yeah. He is going to use. He's going to cast. Can he try and calculate? Hello, Emeros. What part of the avalanche will be closest to them? Like, which part of the stream is going for them?
I mean, that would probably be a turn for you to make some sort of roll to know that. Because you're going to have to calculate, oh, well, that's going to hit that rock and all that sort of stuff. And it's a bit like calculating pinball. So with that perception check you've done already, you might be able to work that out, but only if you take your action to try and analyze.
Yeah, because just to say what he's trying to do, he's going to cast Fireball and the Meteors to try and push back as much as possible to try and get them to safety. That's what he's trying to plan to do. That's my turn, unless I need to roll something right now.
If you're going to fire a fireball, then fire a fireball.
No, like he'll make the calculations this turn.
Oh,
and then
right.
he'll use it
Okay.
next
So make an intelligence check.
turn. Which
Basically,
actions are-
if you get above, what am I going to do?
25.
Come on, dice.
This is going to be hard. I'm going to say this is like a DC 18.
Let me think here, because maybe do I have anything I can use? Because I rolled a 14, but let's see, can I use? No, that's knowledge of something else. Whenever you make an intelligence check that rated to no, it doesn't. I got nothing.
Just for people in chat, we've got a little bit of a different sort of wizard class that Moore is, so he's just looking at class features that are not quite so normal.
Desperately so.
Yeah.
You're telling me that more is not typical?
So unfortunately, it seems to be tearing things through, and you do not see any obstruction that's going to stop its path at all, to make that obvious. Not to say you can't do it, but
no, yeah.
I would have probably given you some sort of benefit or lowered a DC for what you're trying to do if you're doing it the next turn, so you can still attempt it, but it might be just a little bit harder because that roll failed. And with that, Erythea.
I give a mental command to my familiar, and I jump into the portable hole. And then, since I checked, the portable hole doesn't have a weight. It can be carried.
Ah, okay.
So my familiar rolls up the hole and flies into the air.
That's absolutely fine.
I double checked that.
Only the oldest people seem to have some sort of solution to the avalanche.
We have wisdom.
Have wisdom
So,
on
yeah.
all sides.
It also
So now it's
says,
just like a
also says
Oh, go ahead.
specifically in the text that a creature that has to breathe can survive for 10 minutes inside before suffocating.
yeah, and it's only a DC 10 to get out if I needed to.
That's fine.
Yep.
Super. Okay.
So now I got a pixie. There's just a pixie holding a portable hole flying up in the sky.
The
That's
tiny
fine.
hole is still invisible because then it's just a tiny black dot
Yeah,
going
it's just
up
a
into
dot in the sky.
An invisible dot.
How
That's
high are you at the moment, More?
Make a con save.
Yeah, because I kind of, I don't know, because the only thing I really wanted to do was fly above it. So you make a call, because I would imagine that he would not want to be within jaw distance, but that depends on how far I could have flown in the distance, because I flew 60 feet towards it, or was it, yeah, and then I was going to fly further away, like in that direction, to make it come towards me.
You probably are 20 or 30 feet in the air, which probably means there's a chance it'll be able to bite you. What I'll do is I'll make it do athletics check to see, but with disadvantage, because actually I need to do the con save first. So con save, it gets a 12.
That's a fail.
Right. So this thing at the moment, just for our newer viewers, has been hit with what was the spell called again?
Sickening radiance. And basically, it's glowing, and it's in like an aura of just like sloth. It just hurts to exist in there, and it weakens you. And did you know that with my radiant soul feature, when I cast a spell that does radiant damage, I can add my charisma modifier to the spell. It does 20 radiant damage to it. 20. But you didn't push to talk, so I'm assuming something else happens.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I just
And
said
now
that's
it's 2 points of
that's,
exhaustion.
that's quite a lot.
That's 40-10.
And
Nice.
another point, right?
And another point of exhaustion. I will kill this man with tiredness. Because
Clearly.
if he gets buried, he can't move out of it.
True. It's a big
So
true.
it's that just for again everyone thinks it's that this spell when it fails causes levels of exhaustion. That is a big one because you just halved its speed.
It can't leave.
Oh. It's almost like we planned this.
We didn't.
I'm also going to say that means that Moor is definitely safe because the speed will affect how high it can jump as well. So that saves Moor from a potential bite attack as well, which I think is really cool. Right. This is really interesting.
I mean, if they die now, then that's the
We're about to one-shot this beast, I think, with an avalanche.
Potentially.
Let's do it. Or die.
It is the avalanche's turn.
Please submit rolls to hit.
The avalanche?
No, I put the avalanche in the initiative order, and then I'm rolling to see how quickly it's moving.
Of course.
And this is about, obviously, avalanches will eventually go at a horrendous pace, but this is about how quickly gravity and things act on it to start it going. And it's going to be here soon.
Yay! Hooray. Everyone welcome our avalanche overlords.
So, Silver Eye, you're next. I take it you're running because you're 60 feet from the buttress, so you can get behind the cover this turn.
Get wrecked, scrub.
Yeah, I will run behind it and hold up my hand, waiting for the incoming
Okay.
5 of the of Grash.
Grash, I'm going to go more first just so I can see because he's flying just to see. Are you just flying upwards or what are you doing on the same initiative roll as Grash?
I wanted to fire the fireball and throw the meteors at what I think, hoping, praying that would be in the way.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Whew, come on. Ugh, 17.
Yeah.
Because the other one was like 20, so that, I don't know. I'm not confident.
Sorry, what was that again?
38 and 17.
I think 17 probably not enough to do a great deal. And I think as you see the the booming collision of the avalanche coming down the mountain, and you're expecting when you fire a fireball, you see the VP of energy, and you're expecting this huge combustion in a sort of spherical form, and it just gets swamped by the power of this avalanche. It's almost as though you haven't cast a spell. It just absolutely absorbed completely by the mass of rocks and trees and snow and ice just plummeting down the mountainside.
Yikes for me.
And he also like cast the meteor, so he basically like he's in the air and he fires off the fireball and 2 meteors sort of fly right next to it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Cool.
Moor seems crestfallen.
I take it you then just go whoop 60 feet in the air, or for another 60 feet in the air, I should say.
He does an old person's variant of like giving the finger.
Which is giving the finger.
Yeah, but not being as rude. So it's like
he does that old person thing of giving the finger, where they give the finger.
But it's just really slow from rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah. He has held the finger.
Screw you, buddy. There.
So, Grash, you're only 40 feet away. So,
Oh, you're about to screw me. I can hear it in your voice. Go on.
I'm not going to screw you. It just I wanted you to go for so I can like describe the avalanche without anyone else having to take a move. So I think as Grash is running and you're like, and you're sort of watching this now wall of, and you think, oh, is that a needle or something like a twig? And then you realize that these shapes that are rolling around are huge adult trees that are like sort of 5-6 feet thick in the trunk and 20 to 40 feet long, and they're just sort of being tossed around and some of them thrown into the air as this roiling mass of death just comes shooting down the mountain at you.
Wow.
And you manage to dive behind the cover of the stone just at the last minute.
What?
And,
Just
go, yep.
I linebacker tackle Marion into cover.
Yeah, so you're both lying right at the foot of the buttress.
As this thing is, and he just says, "I let you win."
Roll for damage.
And even at that, you both almost feel the air sucked out of your lungs. As first of all, there's the concussion just of a pressure wave hits you before then there's an absolute fraction of a second of perfect silence, and then all the noise in the world, like nothing either of you have ever experienced before.
Grash will cover Marion as well.
I need you both to make athletics checks.
Can he get advantage because he's being covered?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm going to see DC 16.
Athletics?
Yeah.
That's a 26.
Five.
An advantage?
Advantage.
Yeah, I rolled
Okay.
a 1 and a 3.
You fool!
As this, you know, you start to feel the pressure building up on you, as even in this things are, and the noise. But Grash, you start to feel your grip slip on Marion, and he starts to almost be pulled away by the weight of the things that are going around you, the snow. I think maybe one of the aforementioned trees maybe just sort of slips around the edge of the buttress and clips him. I need you to make one more athletics check to grab at Marion. This is Grash doing this. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a very difficult one. This is going to be a DC 20.
Okay. Marion!
Sean!
24.
Oh, fuck.
I'm an orc, baby.
Yeah.
I can do one-arm push-ups, it's fine.
I think what happens, you grab, he starts to slip away from your grasp, but you manage to grab him. And he's now, I think he's slipped far down that you're grabbing onto his jerkin, and he's doing the same to you. But he's now acting almost like a kite that's dragging you further down the
Wait,
slope.
hold on. Am I sailing Marion down the mountain?
Well,
Is
no,
that what
because
you're
you're kind of smart, but it's what I'm trying to say is it's dragging you out. Even with that success, it's dragging you out of the cover ever so slightly.
It's like
Okay.
that Captain America scene where he's holding the helicopter in and he's just like,
Yeah. That's right, absolutely.
Dead right, I've got my pecs look amazing.
yeah.
But my arms are retching off. So not the hottest look.
You did pass, and I think you managed to arrest your slipping down long enough for the momentum of the avalanche to pass.
Why are humans so weak?
Well, you try to say that, but
Mouthful of snow.
you have a mouthful of snow. Both you and Marion have been buried. It seems like minutes, if not hours, have passed, but truthfully, probably only a few seconds. Now, more from above, you have witnessed this. You have seen this same boiling mass of death descend down the mountain that you have inadvertently caused. And you saw Marion and Grash run to this rocky buttress, because although you didn't see it before, you were obviously watching them as this hit. And you've seen this crest over the top, almost like a wave hitting a rocky shore and burst around them. For a moment, there is nothing to be seen. There's clouds of powdered snow hang in the air. And for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, as it all starts to settle down, and you now cannot see the rocky buttress as snow and boulders and trees cover the area. As if your friends have managed to stay there, they are probably buried in 20 or 30 feet of snow.
Since Moore doesn't feel himself gaining a level, he'll cast Detect Magic.
Oh, what is that? Oh, no, that's fine.
Yes! Oh, no, he casts Detect Magic.
And what is his thought process in casting Detect Magic?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
His thought process as to why he's casting it, not
Yes,
his
that's
current.
what I'm saying.
Not his current.
Why is he casting Detect Magic?
Because then he can basically scan beneath the like if he flies across the snow, he can see 30 feet, if I'm reading correctly.
You can, but I'm going to give you this because Moore would know this. More than 3 feet of dirt, which snow in this case would kind of completely blocks the effect. So if they're buried more than 3 feet deep, you won't get any buzz off magic items.
I thought snow would be lighter. Oh.
It says dirt, wood or dirt. In this case, because it isn't just snow, it is gravel and stones and boulders and bits of trees and things like that. So I'm going to rule that it would be the same 3 feet or more would block the spell.
I'm sipping tea in my portable dimension.
Fuck you.
I wonder what it's like out there. I've got 9 more minutes. It's fine. Then Moore will cast. I'm in between Shape Water and Scorching Ray.
Can I just ask very quickly, what are your constitution modifiers to Silver Eye and Grash?
Con mod.
2.
2.
Right, so you can both survive for 2 minutes, which is, 20 rounds.
Can I last for longer if I give him a scuba kiss?
No! Insta-death.
Come here, baby.
So,
right, he will kind of like because he's holding his spellbook, he'll just paw through the page to go. I have to do what I have to do, and he casts Scorching Ray where he thinks they are.
Okay, make an intelligence throw. Let's see how close to where they actually are.
Ah! I hit them finally. For fuck's sake, 10.
Now's the real heel turn.
Yeah.
This was his plan all along.
Scorching Ray's 3 beams, isn't it? Right.
But he's spacing them out as well.
Yeah, but I'll let you do a throw for each one. So you do the first one, doesn't seem to do anything.
Oh, there we go. That's my brain is slow, so that's a 21.
Okay. Do the 2d6 damage. Let's see how big a space it blows.
4.
4 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a lot of impact on the snow.
Right. Let's see the last one. 12.
Okay, same thing. Doesn't seem to do anything. Now we'll go to Eri. You could have told your pixie to just open the hole again. You don't actually need to make a strength.
Right, yeah, and I can still mentally communicate with my pixie. Like, I'm chill.
Do you just stay there, or do you?
If the avalanche is over, the pixie will fly to the new ground, that higher ground, and just like snapping out a cloth, just snap out the portable hole and pop area.
We'll say that's your turn this time. Grash and Silvereye, both of you can make straight strength checks to start to try and dig your way out. Now, you are going to be with disadvantage, though, because of how much crap is above you.
Is the Remoraz still around?
We will get to that.
Okay, I was wondering if I still need to keep concentration on my spell.
I mean, it is 100%. It is not where your spell is. So
that makes sense.
Is it just strength checks or what?
I'll just cancel that.
Yeah, I'm just doing this. Just doing a straight strength one for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna maintain it so it keeps the exhaustion because the exhaustion goes away when I lose concentration.
My thought process with this is that you wouldn't get your proficiency bonus because none of you are going to have trained to use your strength to escape in this manner. That's why I'm doing strength rather than athletics.
19.
Okay.
17.
I think with that and working together, because you are still sort of squashed together, you start to make a little bit of space around you. Maybe you find one of your hands pushes out and finds a small pocket of air that's sort of behind a stone and some wood that's just naturally not being filled to give yourself a wee bit more. And then maybe next turn you'll get an athletics check because you've got more space to actually move and brace yourself.
If I got my hand into a space, could I cast dancing lights in there?
Is that a bonus action or an action? Because if it's a bonus action, you can do it straight away. If it's an action, you'll need to do it next turn because
it's a cantrip.
That strength check was your action.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because you're quite right. It's very dark. Do the two of you take the chance to take any words, share any words? Now you're not completely compressed, and you can take another breath.
As we rub against each other, I think Marion would let out. We've never been in this situation before.
Get off me.
You're on top.
Get off me.
No tongue.
Don't you dare kiss me.
But my passion is above all. My passion is more suppressing than this mountain of snow.
If you would have been anyone else, this could have been romantic.
Okay. With that, I think we'd be back to Moore again in that case.
Again, Moore will cast Scorching Ray.
Cool. Same thing.
Right. There we are. First roll is a 14.
Okay.
Second roll is a fucking 23.
Okay. Roll damage on that one. Grash and Marion, roll me a perception check.
5 damage.
Okay.
14. That's good. 25.
You absolutely feel the impact of something and a sizzle. And no, you wouldn't hear a sizzle through it, but you can feel the impact of something above you.
I hope we're not going to be drowned by all the melted snow, though.
Oh, yeah. No.
What do you think that noise was?
The last one is a 10.
Tree, maybe.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Keep climbing.
Yeah. Eri, do you climb out your hole this next turn, or?
Oh yeah, I got snapped out of it.
Yeah, but this is the next turn now, so it's been snapped out. What are you actually doing?
Kind of just looking around. Didn't know where anybody went.
You can see more flying above you, firing scorching rays into the snow, probably about 60 feet in front of you.
What are you doing?
Live! Damn it! Air! Save!
Where are they?
They're down there in the hole.
What? Why?
Avalanche! Avalanche! They're down there! They're down there! Help me!
All right.
Down there, in the gorge. Simba's
Down
there.
I
We
jog
must
over.
quest to find them.
I'll dash over to where it is, and
So obviously you can get there. It's a dash, but so that's use your action.
And bonus action, I'll pump myself up.
What?
It's manual labor.
I'll put some hype tunes on my iPad.
I find the right song for digging.
Oh,
Which we all know
diggy
is
hole.
diggy
Diggy hole. Yeah.
I am a dwarf.
Oh no! Bonus action. I reach my hand in a portable hole that my pixie is still holding next to me, and I pull out a shovel.
Okay.
That's fine.
Because I said I had every player's handbook
You did?
adventure item in my portable.
You absolutely did.
Let's keep enabling your bullshit.
I don't know why. You know the next character you roll. I would like no. I would like no.
No.
My challenge to you is your next character is
Human fighter.
That's right.
He's gonna find some weird fucking archetype.
Yeah.
Only
Eldritch Knight.
Okay,
I want to play one of those.
Eri, Silver Iron Grash again. So now
Yes.
you can make athletics checks.
No, this time, use your legs.
Yeah.
Okay. Athletics. Okay. Golden. Natural 20.
Cool.
Total of 27.
Okay.
5.
This is like 2 steps forward, 1 back.
Have you no glutes, man?
You're
Grash-
holding my
Grash-
ankle.
Grash seems to manage to make a nice sort of hole above them and sort of packing the snow away underneath this thing. Just for Marion to do the same thing, but then there's just this sort of collapse that fills in the bit that Grash is right.
Grash has already got the headphones on with his training music.
Above the snow, you just hear.
Let me give you a boost.
Yeah.
I try and can I just grab him and pull him out? Is that possible?
Well, you're like you've not made your way out because you're several feet down.
Okay, so Grash looks back at the snow-covered Marion. Oh, he's obviously dead.
If you imagine what the two of you are experiencing is like something like if you've ever seen on the news in the aftermath of a terrible thing like an earthquake or something, a building collapse,
Right.
and there's all these sorts of layers. So what you're doing is you're sort of crawling between these sort of smaller wee traps of air that have been created behind boulders and large sort of bits of pine fronds and things like that. So that's the sort of experience. So you're not just going 30 feet up, but you're sort of crawling about and going up by increments.
Yeah, we're inside a straw right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I was joking. Grash doesn't think Marion's dead.
No, I know you're not.
Yeah, he's
I was just trying to paint a more
accurate
fulfilling
picture.
Yeah.
Sure. So, yeah.
Okay.
Did you say something, Emerald?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Marion would still definitely try and put on a very brave face, and laugh as hard as he possibly can, since that's essentially No, that really is who he is, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Super. More. You're next.
More looks.
Make another perception check. Because Grash got a 20, there may be some sign of disturbance.
That'll be a 17.
Yeah, I think this time you actually start to see signs of movement. Is it Grash? Is it Marion? Isn't
Is it
an
a
upside
plane?
down Remoraz?
Can I just put in something that maybe they made it to the top, but Grash is facing laterally, so he's digging across.
Right, so there's like a sort of mole sort of track. So you're like 6 inches
Bugs
under
Bunny.
the surface, but you're still.
Sense of direction's not the tippity top.
More in a desperate attempt will cast Fireball at level 4.
You jerk.
Like to try and scourge away like a huge divot into it to sort of reveal whatever the fuck it is.
Can you stop helping?
No.
You're on top.
Are you being serious though, Mar? That's what you do.
No, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like,
okay, that's
Point,
absolutely
air more than anything.
absolutely fine. So you cast roll damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, what is going to happen?
Burn down my temple again. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Um,
You're dead right.
Grash is not going to get a dexterity saving throw because you're not going to know it's happening, see it's coming, can't react.
It wouldn't help anyway.
But you are completely under snow, so I'm probably only going to make you take quarter damage.
Sweet. Got that nice that Himalayan cover.
Yeah. It's like fire spells under sea. You gain resistance.
Nice.
Oh, let's say half damage. We'll do the same rule.
No, we say quarter damage. No.
It's before he rolled.
But-
So
but you said-
it's half damage.
4th level.
God, okay.
What's that? 8d6?
Oh, shit. Okay.
I said level 4, so it's actually 9d6. Let's see now. $33. So it's not as bad as it could be.
So
But
it's, you
because it's
so Grash,
20.
you take 16 damage as a fireball detonates directly above you and just evaporates all the snow around you. In a what is it? Is it 15 or 20 foot radius for a fireball again?
20.
And then you drop down 20 feet. And they're now looking up at this sort of smoking, steaming hole at more flying sort of 80 feet above you.
Yeah, and I think Grash will say, "The creature has returned. It's my back."
And I think
You're alive.
Marion sees through the snow just before the fire evaporates everything. It's like this small sun almost, right? Starts to light up the snow, and then just this intense heat as Grash shouts in his face.
Not a problem at all. Do you either of you say anything? I'll give you talk as a free action.
Well, yeah, just that he thinks he's being attacked by the creature again.
Okay.
Because there's no way one of his party would help in that fashion, you know. That would be
And-
insane. That would be an insane thing to do.
Marion would say, "All right, you let me win," and he's just wiggling his arms, attempting to get away from underneath you.
Grash is bleeding all over you.
I think at this moment we can sort of dispense with the turns and things like that. And
Shit, we're just going to auto die.
Help? No, you can help Marion out, and you're slowly
Somehow, Marion,
climbing out of the hole. Yeah.
this was your fault.
This
I think
was
they
pretty great.
I think they climb out and like he puts Marion up, and then Grash just sort of gets out and just they're both lying next to each other, facing up at the sky. Oh, that was pretty close.
I think Marion's just laughing maniacally. Not really. Holy shit! I was about to die.
Well, as Marion's maniacal laughter rings round the hills, and just before we finish for today, can I get everyone to make a perception check?
No, 2.
25.
Right. So, as this episode comes to an end, just as Marion's
15.
laughter rings out, everyone that rolled above a 12, you see about 120 yards down the hill below you, another big movement in the snow as the remoras starts to bury out of the thing. Now, it gets up and there is purple blue blood pouring out of gash in its side. Some of its legs seems to have been torn off, and there is part of a large tree stuck in its side as though someone stabbed it with a javelin and left it in. It is looking rough, but it is still very much alive.
As they as areas come out and more is overhead, and Marion and Grash lie pretty much beaten on the ground. Grash will climb to his feet. Okay. This time, together. Second wind.
Cool. That's fine. And that's where we're bringing. I did that thing 15d6 damage and it survived.
That thing's a motherfucker.
Damn! Damn! Oh my god.
That was awesome and ridiculous and stupid.
It's still exhausted.
Yeah, it's still exhausted.
Well, yeah, it's got half a tree in its side. I'd be exhausted.
I was expecting us to be a bit further through, but I very much enjoyed that.
That was great. Oh man,
This was a fun episode.
Whoa.
Did
what a
not expect
weekend.
this.
Oh my god.
little
Let's
did
go
we know
camping
the
in the
first
mountains.
action of Moore's would just create this whole reaction. That was pretty great.
I've never used Fireball for fucking utility before.
Don't do it again. Doesn't work, turns out.
I don't know, you have air. I feel like I've been used.
I mean, it should only be used for temple deconstruction. My opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree.
All right. Join me as we bring this stream to a close.
What is this?
No.
As I pull my mic close.
And you've got your shawl on. What is this?
Today we have gathered to speak of serious matters.
I would like to say a few thank yous before we go tonight.
Okay.
This morning.
Today. whatever.
Shaka Panda, thank you for the raid.
The love.
The avalanche.
And the host.
The love and the hope.
Let's
Thanks
call it
for
Avalanche.
Yes, the avalanche.
Dan, thank you for all of your hard work, modding, as always.
Hey, you're the best.
Poseidon Grave, thanks for the host and the follow.
I'm being so active.
You did
in chat.
both.
Andy's joined our
Yeah.
Discord as well.
Yeah.
And join our Discord.
Welcome.
Your boy Busta Mark, thanks.
I think he's known as Jesus in Discord.
Darky Boy, thanks. Kitty2269, thanks.
What are these? Are these follows?
Yeah.
Yeah, just say that because it's
Yeah, because I don't know what
Thanks.
you're doing.
Just names.
No Lifer, thanks.
Hey, fuck you. Oh, okay. No, never mind.
Those were the people who followed us in this stream today. Most came from the Avalanche. Some came before. Some came after.
So
Join
deep,
us next week.
So deep, man. So fucking deep.
I can't
Join
wait
us
for
next
his
week.
Classic sign out. It's always
As
my
we
favorite.
continue the adventures of the Saviours RPG crew and our search for the Lich of the Patches, the Patch Lich.
Patchwork.
You may be able to find us later this week doing other games
In chat, we have
maybe.
our Discord, we have
In
our
chat.
Twitter.
in other streams with other people.
And if you've enjoyed,
In our mind.
if you've enjoyed this and you wonder, man, I wonder if there's more of this, whatever the fuck this is, there is a YouTube channel filled with videos.
Dude, be the first to visit it.
I don't believe there's anything else that I have to put in your laps today, except from the bottom of my heart.
Jesus Christ.
I love that they let me do these outros.
Right, stop now, Gabba.
Thank you, Dan.
You actually have I'm steaming my glasses because I don't know what's going on. Anyway, listen, keep it short. Thank you everyone who came from Shaka's stream. That was awesome. Thank you everyone for the follows. We have our Twitter, we have our Discord. If you want to follow us, it's down below. Sorry if we weren't like super interactive with the chat. The nature of the stream is that we can't really talk to the chat while we're in character. So that's what Jabber's doing right now, is he's talking to the chat. He's doing something.
Yeah. This is proving why we don't talk to the chat while we play.
Our outros are screwed. I mean, one day we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
No.
As soon as we figure it out, we can't. It's just broken.
Then
We
it's
lose
not
all
fun
our-
yet.
It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
I like coming up with stuff every week.
All right. Well, listen,
Bless you all with.
Okay, Sundays 4 p.m. BST. You will find us right here doing this. See you next week. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Everybody.